Hey everyone, this is Jesvin Jins from My English Coach. Today, we're going to learn English by stories. And today's story is The Donkey in the Lion's Skin. So why waiting? Let's get started. And yes, this is our story, The Donkey in the Lion's Skin. There was once a foolish donkey who wished he was something else. If only I was a giraffe, he would say, then I could look over the tops of trees. If only I was an elephant, then I could remember where I left things. If only I was a cheetah, then I could run like the wind, or fierce as a rhinoceros, or cunning as a crocodile, or strong as a hippo. Anything was better than being a donkey. Everyone laughed at donkeys and he didn't like it one little bit. So have you had this feeling that you need to be someone else? You have to be someone else? This donkey had the feeling that no one likes donkeys. He would rather be the giraffe, elephant or the rhinoceros, but except donkey because everyone laughs at donkeys. And he didn't like it one little bit. One day, when he was walking through the forest, the donkey saw something draped over the branch of a tree. One day, when he was walking through the forest, he saw a lion's something draped over the tree. When he got closer, he could see it was a lion's costume. And when he got closer, he saw the lion's costume draped on the tree. And looked good in that, he thought. He thought that he would look good in that. So he put it on. It covered him from head to foot. When he got closer, and the donkey found a pool and looked at his reflection. I look magnificent, he said. He paraded up and down looking at his reflection from every angle. The massive head of the lion covered his donkey's head and the lion's golden mane flowed around his neck. He paraded through the pond to look at his reflection from every angle. And his head was covered by the massive head of the lion and his body was covered by the golden mane flowed around his neck and body. I look like a lion and I feel like a lion, he said. No one will laugh at me now. I am the king of beasts. The donkey saying to himself that he looks and feels like the lion and he has self-proclaimed him as the king of the beasts. The donkey couldn't wait to show himself to the other animals. He walked up to a giraffe was eating leaves from the top of a tall tree. She stopped when she saw the donkey and bent her legs in a curtsy. The donkey couldn't wait he was excited to show this to the other animals. He walked into a tall giraffe. But when the giraffe saw the lion or the donkey in the disguise of the lion, she bent down in a curtsy and said, Your Majesty. In a curtsy, and she said, Your Majesty, she said in a fearful voice. Greetings, giraffe, said the donkey in a deep, lion-like voice. Won't you join me in a stroll? I can today, said the giraffe. I have to take tea for my children. And she ran away as quickly as she could. The donkey smiled to himself. The donkey said to the giraffe, Greetings, giraffe, or equal to good morning, said the donkey in a deep, lion-like voice. Won't you join me in a stroll? But the giraffe replied that she couldn't and she needs to take care of the children to bring tea. He saw a hippo in the river. The hippo bowed his head when he saw the donkey. When he saw a hippo, the hippo bowed his head in front of the donkey. Your Majesty, he said in hushed tones. Greetings, hippo, said the donkey. Won't you join me in a stroll? I can't today, said the hippo. I have to call on a friend who is sick, and he sank out of sight. When the lion said, Greetings, hippo, or good morning, hippo, said the donkey in the lion's disguise, Won't you join me in a stroll? He asked the same question he asked to the giraffe. I can today, said the hippo. I have a friend who's sick, and I have to call to a friend who's sick. He's to visit to a friend who's sick, and he sank out of sight. Inside the lion's costume, the donkey was grinning all over his face. He tripped over a crocodile sunbathing on a rock. Inside the lion's costume, the donkey was smiling or grinning all over his face, and he tripped over a crocodile sunbathing on a rock. Your Majesty, said the crocodile, smiling with his teeth on the outside of his lips. Greetings, crocodile, said the donkey. Won't you? But the donkey had slipped into the water and disappeared. When the crocodile acknowledged that the lion was here, he said, Your Majesties, said the crocodile, smiling with his teeth. But the donkey was going to tell, while the donkey was going to tell, the crocodile had already escaped from sight. The donkey was jubilant. He wanted to leap up and down with delight. What a marvelous thing it was to be a lion. A lion was admired and feared by all the other animals. He felt like a king. And he wanted to leap up and down with delight. He wanted to jump up and down with happiness. What a marvelous thing was it to be a lion. A lion was admired and feared by all the other animals. He felt like a king. Just then a willy fox came into view. When he saw the donkey, he turned to run. The donkey could contain his delight no longer. I am a lion, he thought. I look like a lion, he thought. I act like a lion. I feel like a lion. I bet I even sound like a lion. Just then a willy fox came into view. When he saw the donkey, he turned away to escape. The donkey could contain his happiness no longer. He said that he's a lion, so he looks like a lion, acts like a lion, and feels like a lion. And he said, I even bet I sound like a lion. And the foolish donkey lifted his head and roared. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. The fox stopped in his tracks. He knew that sound. He grabbed the lion's mane and pulled. The lion costume came off in his hands. The donkey stood there trembling. The fox began to laugh. As so did the crocodile, so did the giraffe, and so did the hippo. The fox stopped in his tracks. He knew that sound. He grabbed the lion's mane and pulled. The lion's costume came off in his hands. The donkey stood there, trembling. The fox began to laugh. Ha ha ha. So did the crocodile, so did the giraffe, so did the hippo, and so did the hippo. If only I had kept my mouth shut, thought the donkey. The other animals put their arms around him. Don't worry, they said. We are like you just as you are. And they all hurried away because the real lion came along. The donkey thought that if only I had kept my mouth shut. The other animals put their arms around him and said, Don't worry, we are just like as you are. And they all hurried before the real lion came along. Let's go into meanings. Fierce, having or displaying intense or ferocious. Aggressiveness. Rhinoceros. Rhinoceros is an animal. Cunning, having or showing skills in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion. Cunning look came into his eyes. Drape. It's a verb. Past tense. Drape. Past participle. Drape. Arrange. Cloth or clothing loosely or casually on around something. She draped a shawl around her shoulders. Reflection. The throwing back by a body of surface of light, heat or sound without absorbing it. The reflection of light. Magnificent. Extremely beautiful, elaborate or impressive. A dramatic landscape of magnificent mountains. Majesty. Royal power. The majesty of the royal household. Woolly. Skilled at gaining an advantage, especially decidedly, his wily opponents. Delight. Please someone greatly. An experience guaranteed to delight both young and old. Lion's mane. It's a countable noun. The mane on a horse or a lion is long thick hair that grows from its neck. Before I sign out, let me remind you to listen to this story quite a lot of times and type the meanings and also the grammar. Many of these things are in the past form, and I hope you can all learn from this. And Jesvin Jins signing out from my English coach.